guys, we're back again with something interesting. I really wanted to do this for quite some time, but had to wait for the season to have my lilies in bloom, and I think this is just a month away from the blooming season. So I'm working with Barbados lilies and maybe some varieties of snake plant. So I just found a tray. This is the watering tray which stays under your pot to hold the water. So I found that in my backyard, and I thought I'll just put it together with this piece of bark which I found was very interesting. So I'm just standing up the bark in the tray and placing the charcoal, and I think I've used little bigger pieces of charcoal to hold the water hold more moisture, and also pieces of brick, so that will hold the moisture and you need not water so often. This is cocoa peat which I'm lining at the bottom, so all these are things that hold a lot of moisture. So if you've noticed, I'm using all this because I need not water the plant so much, since it's going to be an indoor piece which you can move outside and keep it inside whenever you feel like it, just to add a little bit of texture to the room. After cocoa peat, I'm putting in some vermicompost, which should be there at least twice the amount of vermicompost compared to the cocoa peat. And now this is a layer of garden soil. My garden soil always has the mixture with it has the manure and everything in it, so it's ready made, and I just always maintain something like that so that the roots are strong and the plant is always well nurtured. Now you see, I'm trying to place some big stones or pebbles by the mouth of it, so that when you water, the soil does not flow out. I'm trying to block that. And then finally I add my bulbs. These are the bulbs of the lilies. I've just taken them off. They were frozen for some time, because that's what I do when it's not the season. I just freeze the bulbs. I put it in a plastic packet, and I see that it's sealed well, and I put it in my freezer. So they're frozen for about 6 months, and then they come out, and just about a month or two before the blooming season, I take them out and just keep them open to atmosphere. Some of them have sprouted, some don't, but don't worry about it, it's just natural. So I've just placed them, and I'm packing them with soil so that they don't tilt, and just make them look very natural, because lilies are pretty wild and they don't look too good when they are really placed in a row or anything like that. Now I'm using a spoon and putting in some vermicompost and soil so that it goes to the further edges, because the whole bottom has to be closed and covered with soil. And yeah, that's how it looks. A couple of bulbs have tilted, so I will straighten them on the way later on. Yeah. So that's with the bulbs and the lilies. Yeah, if you notice, I've used a smaller sort of a spoon where I can get to smaller areas. Yes, that's right. And I'm packing in the soil. I'm not leaving the soil loose. I'm like pushing it down and packing in the soil so that it holds the roots firmer, and the roots will start functioning faster. I really like to do that, and I've seen the difference. And now I'm placing the snake plant. Snake plants are my favorite. I just love them. You can place them in your home, and you can take them out in the garden. Meaning they are hardy plants, and I've used hardy plants. Both of them are hardy plants, because lily is also a really hardy plant, so it does not need so much of water, and these plants also don't need so much of water. When you put more than one plant together in a pot, you must see that they are of the same type. Like some plants droop and they wilt if you do not water them in 48 hours. You can't place one of those with a lily, because then they will droop and the lily will be firm. So always remember to use the same type of plants when you're putting more than one plant in a planter. So there comes my, yeah, that looks good. That really looks good. I'm placing in the pebbles, the bigger ones, that's going to hold the snake plant in place. That's right. And I'm placing in different sizes and also different colors, because I do not want it to look uniform or anything like that. It must look natural. I've used a light brown. I've also used a white and a sort of a polished brown. I love textures and I love designs. Look at this, it really adds a lot of design to the arrangement. That's the shading of the dark green and the light green, and in different shades. So there are about 4 or 5 shades of green which you can actually see in this sort of a thing that we've put together. So yeah, that's how it looks. And yes, I found a small bulb. It has a small shoot. So I said, why not, add it somewhere in front, so it's going to give a little bit of change to the elevation. Always remember that the lower plants must be in front and the higher ones at the back, like sort of in steps, so you get a different elevation. If you put some tall plant in front, it's going to hide the small one at the back. So always remember, when the plant is in full bloom, you will know the approximate height of the plant. So according to that, you plant it. And now the back needs cover, so I'm placing pebbles at the back as well, and I'm putting in some soil also, soil and vermicompost, because you can never say where the roots will reach, and wherever the ends of the root are, they need a soil to be around. So I'm just packing in the pebbles and I'm throwing in soil wherever possible, so that wherever the roots go, they have the nutrients from the soil. And yes, when you turn it around, you will have a clear idea of how the arrangement looks on all sides, because it depends where you're going to place it. If you place it somewhere in the middle of your garden, people are going to walk around and still be able to view the back of it as well. So please see that you pack in your pebbles, which I found in the garden. So I have a sort of a fountain, and I love fish as well, aquarium, so I gather pebbles to put into my aquarium. So yeah, if you have all this handy, it will really work, because all that we're talking about is color and texture and stones and metal and wood and whatever. It just adds to the whole thing. It adds to the story. So I think I'm done with this. I'm pretty happy the way it looks. I like the very stark lilies at the back, and the snake plant in front of the lilies, which is a high one. It's a different variety, and then the low ones in front. If you notice, that's what I'm talking about. There you can see my fountain in the rear, right at the far end, and the lilies are in bloom. This is 45 days after I planted them, and we had a beautiful shower of rain, and there they were, blasting into bloom. So that's the arrangement, and I'm very happy with it. I love the colors, and I really like the texture. So that's it. I'm really happy, and I hope you enjoy putting this together. Please try it. You'll love it when you see it done.